If you haven't viewed the first video of Saving Fern, a three-striped mud turtle, of the same title, I'd recommend you watch that one first before watching this one. Here you can see a photograph of her shortly after her injury in July. My vet, Dr. Karishi, found her in the road upside down, nearly dead, fractured jaw, upper and lower, as well as a fractured skull, a slightly dislodged eye socket, and neurological symptoms. She finally was able to open her mouth wide enough to eat on her own, and she joined my other turtles in the main tank, and this is where you see her now. She was improving, but all of a sudden in November she started to have problems with her gait and her buoyancy. You'll notice she's walking very heavily on the bottom. She is unable to swim, or barely able to swim. She can get to the surface, but she can't cruise mid-water and swim like a normal turtle. I knew she had 2 eggs in her, but I felt that couldn't be causing the problem simply because she has had those eggs all along and it never gave her any difficulty. Now if you watch her here, she'll try to get up to the surface and you'll see what I mean. She struggles to get up to the surface of the water. She's getting kind of knocked around by the current coming out of the filter there. Anyway, I decided to force the issue and have the eggs forcibly ejected, so Dr. Karishi gave her an injection of oxytocin, and wow, she laid 5 eggs, all within 2 hours of the injection. I could not believe it. This was done on November 26th, just recently. And now she swims beautifully, and she has excellent buoyancy, and she looks like she feels very good. So that was a good fortune that we had that done, because that was the problem. The 5 eggs were compressing her lungs, apparently making it difficult for her to hold enough air to give her buoyancy. Notice how she's balancing beautifully on the edge of this pot, just the very tip of her lower shell hanging on the edge of the pot, as she is stubbornly refusing to leave the area, as Esther, another female three-striped mud turtle, is foraging for food in the pot here and is trying to shove her out. And Fern is being quite stubborn. But you can see the way she can buoy herself up there and float perfectly. She could not do that before she laid those eggs. So now she's doing very, very well. And she'll be getting down here in just a minute and do some swimming. So I'm very happy with her progress. Now there are other issues that I have to be concerned about. She could develop arthritis in her jaw and make it difficult for her, if not impossible, to eat. But I'll have to cross that bridge when I come to it, if in fact it ever happens. But for a turtle that was so badly banged up, with her head so twisted and distorted and so many fractures in her jaws and skull, it is amazing that she's even alive. There you see some Cory catfish rummaging. What I do when I feed them is I break up carnivore wafers and hikari sinking wafers and scatter them around the tank, and the turtles will forage for them to make it more realistic. There's also quite a few ghost shrimp. You may see them now and then. And the ghost shrimp and the catfish do a great job of cleaning up food debris and uneaten food. And the other favorites for the turtles are catfish and swordfish. And I cut them up into small pieces and feed them, and they love it. Now Fern will not eat any kind of turtle pellet. So that's here's Romeo. It's our only male turtle in the tank, and he does live up to his name. He's certainly got it made in this tank, 1 male with 3 females. He's also got an injury. The rear of his shell was chewed away by some kind of a carnivore, perhaps a raccoon, and one of the reasons that I have him in the tank. Here's Muddy, the matriarch of the tank, the original turtle, huge female mud turtle, an eating machine. And in fact, I don't even feed her. She'll happily steal food out of other turtles' mouths. And she'll pick up what other turtles don't eat. Here you see Fern basking up on a couple of acrylic logs, and there's a little piece of mopani wood that kind of fills in the crevice between the 2 logs. She's getting down now, she looks like she might be hungry. She's poking around. And she basks quite a bit. There's 2 UV lamps in the tank now, one over the acrylic logs and another one over here in the basking area where you see Romeo basking. This basking area also serves as an egg-laying area because it is filled with sand. And here she is again, poking around. She'll do a little swimming here and demonstrate her abilities. So she's been a real miracle, a real success story. She probably, by all rights, shouldn't have survived. So she's And I put so much energy and time into helping her that she's sort of my favorite turtle now, just because I'm so connected with her. She's also the most friendly towards me. She's been handled so much, and because I had to hand feed her and give her so much critical care, that she's very, very relaxed with me, even more so than even Muddy, who is our original turtle and we've had over 6 years. And here you can see Fern, very relaxed and just soaking up some UVB. Sometime in the future I will do yet another follow-up on Fern's progress. Hope you enjoyed this video.